everybody, and welcome back to the next episode of the Duck Duck Bros podcast. I'm your boy, Master Damie,
This is Robbie Ray.
and today we are talking All Star Weekend from the NBA. Robbie Ray, what did you think of the? What do you want to start off with the whole weekend? Do you want to start off with the game?
Um, I think we could just start with like the weekend as a whole
Okay.
overall, and then we could go from I guess event to event.
Okay.
I mean, I think NBA weekends always been like the as far as the more like favorable
Yeah.
weekend when it comes to um everything like social media. I guess like even like star presence. I think that as far as when it comes to MLB, I don't really watch the NHL All Star break, but even the Pro Bowl for football, I think that one uh probably be the second. Um, but as far as like star power, that's always there. I always feel like it's always been NBA,
Oh,
So,
definitely.
um, and then. I just think it's the out of the two other major sports that we really like kind of keep up with. It's the one that's I guess that you could sell it a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's the game's always been a lot more solid, and then obviously the events um, are a little bit cooler
Yeah.
for me. So
Definitely.
it's just the better one out of the three.
Mm-hmm. And I think like when you compare the basketball to like football and baseball, I feel like it's hyped up a little bit more as far as like the events go, like the 3 point contest and the slam dunk. They're a little bit more hyped up compared to like I would say not the home run derby because I feel like the home run derby is kind of hyped up too. Um,
Right.
but I feel like maybe just like the Pro Bowl, like they have all these little events and stuff that kind of just slip by everybody, that
Mhm.
nobody even really knows until you see like the little clips online because somebody did something crazy. But like as
Right.
far as like promoting those events and those games that they put these football players to play in, like there's no really like true hype about it. And I don't know if it's because it's already at the end of the season for football, so everyone's just like, all right, who cares? Like, when one week it's the Super Bowl, And as far as
Mhm.
like basketball and baseball, like they're in the middle of the season, so you're trying to get everybody to come watch these big events and games. But definitely the star power is there because I mean, just at the dunk contest and 3 point contest alone, you've seen all these celebrities,
Mhm.
you've seen all these basketball legends at the game, that you don't really see the the MLB All Star Game or the Pro Bowl. I mean, you've seen, I mean, just Shaq is
I mean,
there. I mean, just as far as legends, even the guys um, judging the dunk contest, they're all NBA
mhm.
legends. You see rappers in the crowd, you see actors, actresses. Like, it's like you get a mix of everything. And I think it makes it more fun, I guess.
Right. I mean, I mean, and that's every year, right? I
Yeah.
think this year was a little bit more because it was the 75th anniversary, and they had the 75th anniversary team out there, right? So it was a little bit more, I guess more noticeable this year.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like it wasn't too different. I feel like they kind of do something like that every year, right? Where
Yeah.
they bring, the history of the game back, and everybody kind of shows up,
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't too like crazy where it's like, oh, this is kind of different, right? Because I mean, for the most part, a lot of the people that were there are kind of like always there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it
Definitely.
wasn't
Yeah.
too. I think it was maybe it was a little bit more. Um, you saw a little bit more faces
Yeah.
because obviously they had, the
They're
75th
honoring. Yeah.
anniversary. Yeah. but it wasn't like, oh damn, like
Yeah, like
there's
man,
so much more. Like,
yeah, yeah,
it
pretty
was
much.
like, oh, okay, oh, cool. Like I haven't seen him go to the All-Star game in a while or and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, like you said, like I think like don't get me wrong, I think the has done a great job with the mini games that they do and everything.
yeah. I just feel like they don't
Um,
promote it enough for people to like step in and watch it. Because I mean, I think it's fun to watch people play
I think it's
dodgeball.
awesome. Right.
Yeah,
I think they've done a great job to like change it up
yeah,
because let's face it, like before it was kind of like it was kind of whack,
yeah,
right? But I mean, same thing with the NBA, right? The games were kind of like and
yeah,
then they implemented like, okay, cool, like we're gonna have LeBron and we're gonna have
we have
Durant pick their
camp.
teams
Yeah,
and it kind of upped it a little bit more,
yeah, and then
right?
you have
Um,
winning quarters and
right.
winning playing up to 24 in the last quarter, like
And then
making
this
moves
year they
there.
did their charity
Hmm.
aspect, so that was pretty cool. Like at least now they have something to kind of like play for, right?
Yeah,
Um, with that being said, I mean 3-point dunk contest has always been a thing for how many
yeah,
years? It's been a historic thing, right?
yeah,
And
definitely.
the NFL, they brought something new, so I think maybe that's why it wasn't so much like
And but I think it's
that
also
people are
the
like watching
timing
it.
too.
Hmm.
Just the timing of like the Pro Bowl is kind of like, all right, am I gonna watch the Pro like, am I gonna watch a Pro Bowl or am I gonna watch like a basketball game like they're in the middle of their season kind of thing, like, you know what I mean? Opposed to like, am I gonna watch this game? You know, like the NBA All Star game this weekend, like there was like, unless you're a hockey fan, like there's was really like no sports, or if you're a college fan, a college basketball fan, you know, there's really like no sports this weekend. So like your eyes are glued to the TV. Same thing with the MLB All Star break. It's like, all right, they're the only sport that's happening at that time. So like when the home run derby's on, like people are watching the home run derby, people are watching the All Star game. But I feel like the Pro Bowl is kind of just like in a bad spot, you know, like timing wise, with everything, and I feel like the game doesn't have that, you know. I don't know. I mean, this year it seemed like it was a little bit better, but if I
I,
had, I don't know. It's kind of tough right now, like, because I feel like if we're talking about competitiveness in the out of all three All Star games, I feel like baseball is the most like, it feels like you're actually watching a game
yeah,
as
I
far as
mean
like,
it's really hard not to have it be that way.
yeah, 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 you
Like
know, opposed to
it's
like,
not
you
like
know,
it sounds weird, but it's not like they're gonna be throwing like 75 miles per hour out
yeah,
there. Like
it sucks because like, all right, like I know this is, and just for everyone listening and watching, like this is a overall All Star, you know, where that we're talking about, like not just basketball, you know, we're comparing all three, but I just feel like it's tough, you know, for as baseball, because like you want the best of both worlds. Like you want to see the guys that come in and just throw nasty 100 mile per hour and dirty pitches, you know, making guys look silly. But you also want the fun home runs and a lot of runs and get people like into the game, because that's what like, you know, if you're not like, I feel like what these All Star games are meant for is one for the fans that are already there, you know, to enjoy watching their favorite players play in the game with all the best players, and two, to try to attract new fans, because you're literally all the best players are in one spot right now. Like,
Mhm.
you know, the best whatever how many players there are, right, are playing in one game against each other. And I feel like in baseball, you know, like, you know, the offense aspect has to click a little bit for it to be fun for people. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? I remember
Right.
when the Dodgers played in the World Series. You know, everyone was very engaged in that Game 5 where they're going back and forth with the Astros.
Yeah, it was like 11-12 or
Yeah,
some
and there was
crazy
people that
something
never
like.
watched baseball that were like, "Wow, that was
Mhm.
so fun to watch." You know, it's just like that's what I
Well,
feel like you need from the All Star game, but it's kind of hard because you have the real baseball fans, like, you know, that want to see uh, guys like DeGrom come in and just wipe out the best three hitters in baseball. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like face Trout, Judge, and um, can't think of another hitter from the American League right now. I'm blanking. Damn, CBA talks are ruining me. I don't know, but you want to see him strike out the three best hitters from the league. Um,
Funny.
Otani, yeah, exactly, yeah. But thank you, yeah. See,
You're
Trout,
welcome.
Otani,
It
and
took me a
Judge.
while too, bro.
Yeah, it's just like you want to see those things, but you also want to see those three guys hit it out of the ballpark.
Mhm.
So I think like that you get the best of both worlds here, but
Well, I go back to like when Pedro struck out the side,
yeah,
in the All Star game, and I feel like for some people that's like the most amazing thing.
hmm
That's it's
and
like
it
this
still
pure
gets brought up.
dominance,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, pure dominance, And so I think you can have both sides, but
hmm
I think as far as um excitement for the like you said, like the I guess the regular viewer,
hmm
that's not as exciting.
hmm
But but if I'm watching it and he strikes out Mike Trout, he strikes out Otani, he strikes out um Judge, or any three just straight hitters, it's like, oh my god, he made three of
yeah,
top five, top 10 batters in the world.
yep,
This look completely silly,
yep,
but I mean, for me, honestly, I think it's also branding.
yeah, definitely.
I think the NBA is more. I mean, you got the exclusive shoes, you got the more brandable players you know, um, as far as it being,
Yeah,
I guess, like I don't know how to explain it. As far as like, because the football, I like, yeah, it's
yeah,
America, it's America's like sport, and gets branded hugely, and it's like it's all over the place. Super
yeah,
Bowl is like basically a holiday,
yeah,
right?
pretty much.
Baseball's getting better with the let the kids play, and the new era that's coming out, and it's more exciting and everything like that. But as for me, basketball's always been as far as like
Best.
branding,
Yeah,
it's the best sport for just being able to brand in and market
hmm
their players the way that they want.
yeah,
Um,
and
Especially recently,
yeah, I mean, because I feel like you see that like just the shoes alone is just
Mhm.
you can wear those shoes out in public, like if you can get a
Like
pair,
Jordans,
yeah,
like look at that.
yeah, like it's not like you see, there's not kids watching baseball and be like, oh my gosh, like I want to get those cleats. Like you can't wear those out in public. You can only wear those at
Sorry.
at a game. You know what I
unless you
mean?
start unless you start rocking turfs.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, when you get, you know what I mean? Like
No, for sure.
it's very hard, but I feel like in recent years, I feel like the home run derby was very plain, boring, and now as of recent, like it's been fun to
They sped it
watch.
up
They
a
sped
lot.
it up. It's fun to
That's why
watch.
the timing and
Yeah,
everything, yeah.
going head to head with guys, like it made it
Hmm.
fun, So I feel like they're doing that good part. Um, but I mean, back to basketball, I I feel like let's start. Let's all right. Let's start with let's rank overall. What would you give this weekend? This All Star weekend? A grade. Let's give a grade letter.
I'll give it like ooh, um, I'll give it like a C plus.
Okay, I think we're on this same page ish. I'll give it like a C plus, right? Just because. Let's start off with the first event, right? The Celebrity All Star Game, right? That's technically like the kickoff
Hmm.
to the
Which that's yet another thing that it's so much better. Like the basketball, obviously, I feel like just because you can't really do a football game, and then
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
the
mean,
softball games really doesn't get them as much love.
yeah, no, no, no. But my my biggest thing right? About this whole Celebrity All Star game. As I remember in years past, the celebrities were people that people actually knew.
Yep.
I mean, I'm looking at some of the people that are here, right? And like, I don't. I mean, you had Quavo. People know who Quavo was.
Mm-hmm.
You had Nigel Houston. If you're a fan of skateboarding, or I guess
Mm-hmm.
you would know who that is. But like, my thing
And
is,
then
what
uh,
happened to the
and then
real big
Garrett.
names? Like there used to be a lot of people, and then you had Miles Garrett. You know, they always give like an homage to like the local football team. You had,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jack Harlow played, and a few other
Machine
people,
Gun
but like
Kelly.
Machine Gun Kelly, yeah. But like I feel like it missed a lot of like I felt like in years past they had a lot more celebrity, like
Well, like
big celebrities.
you had Kevin Hart out
Yeah,
there.
they had
You
Drake
had
out there.
Drake was a coach. Like
Yeah,
like it was Drake and Kevin Hart coaching.
yeah.
That alone is way better than what we had this year.
Yeah, so I
You
feel like
know,
as
so
far as like the celebrities that are coming, I don't know if it's the NBA's fault or if it's just like the celebrities are like, nah, I don't want to play, but like I,
I feel
I
like
feel
low
like you
key.
could.
No,
But I feel like all right, just I mean the every year they have like an all star game, like little show, right? And basketball is always rappers,
mm-hmm.
and you always see videos of all these rappers playing basketball, right? Like Quavo, right? There's been
J
videos of him,
Cole
J Cole,
been hooping
the
up with actually NBA
yeah,
stars.
you know,
Like
like let's get like you're telling me we can't get some of these guys out there to like liven it up a little bit, you know,
mhm.
to see people that we actually. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was just me. Maybe I'm just out of touch. I don't
No,
know.
for sure.
You
I
know,
feel like there's a few times I was like, who are these people?
there's a
Um,
Peloton instructor in there. Like I was like, who is this guy?
yeah. Oh, the guy that was running all over the place.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I was like, who is
I
this? Like, I didn't know
I
who
don't
he
know who.
was. Like,
Yeah.
I think the mayor was out there for Cleveland, which is all right. Yeah, I get it. Like, that's cool. I remember a few years back, one of somebody from the U.S. office would play in the game. You know, I forgot his name, but he would always play in the game. Um, it's cool to have like certain people, but there's other people like it's in Cleveland. Like, you tell me you couldn't
Well,
get
I think that's partly why.
yeah.
Like, no disrespect to Cleveland, but I mean, I don't feel like a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, I want to go to Cleveland for the All Star game. You know?
Didn't somebody make that comment
Yeah, I think so.
that they
I
wouldn't
forgot
go to
who.
Cleveland?
I felt like it was Charles Barkley. I feel like
No,
he always
I
got something to say like
think it
that.
was an active player. I think it's an active player. Who is that? Um, who was that?
But I'm saying Charles Barkley always got something to say like that, you know. So I feel like it was probably he probably said something similar to that, but um, yeah, for sure to add to what you're saying when you're looking that stuff up, um, I feel like this like all like with the like All Star Weekend, right, and everything, and with the celebrities or anything like that. Celebrity games has always been better, right? Um, and then also just like I want to say like just like it's not so much like I feel like football is always more like and I don't know if it's just the feel of it, but I feel like it's more like businessy,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure because like I mean like I don't know which one you're like watching, right? Because they had like the TBS one where they had like the TNT group, and then they had like the regular TNT one where they had like I forgot who was commentating on that one, but I was watching like the TBS one with like Kenny Shaq, and they're like um doing it. Draymond was like interviewing people
On the sideline.
on the bench,
Oh,
yeah, and
okay.
the sidelines and everything like that. And they're like talking about going out to the club after the game and like all this stuff. And I'm just like, I feels like it's so more open to be able to be yourself
Yeah,
than I think like maybe the MLB. Obviously, MLB's like not so much. I feel like,
straight, straight edge.
yeah, I feel like, and I don't know if it's just because a lot of them. Not saying that the NBA doesn't, they don't have families, but if you look at it, a lot of the guys are already like they're married, they have families, they have, and I don't know if I see that so much in NBA more or not. I feel like there's a lot of younger guys,
Yeah, you
you
gotta, yeah,
know.
because you see these. I mean, I feel like you see a lot younger players because they're coming straight out of 1 year out of college. Most of these guys,
Right.
so they're 19, 20, 20. Like they're barely,
Hmm.
entering their prime. As opposed to MLB players getting called up, unless you're just a 6'6",
5 years.
yeah, 5'6",
Yeah.
you're
You're
already in
already
your
27, 28,
yeah, yeah,
So I mean, maybe that's part of it. And then, um, and then NFL, I don't know. You don't really have that. Um, I don't know if you have that. I don't. You don't really feel like you have that dialogue, you know,
yeah.
um,
It's kind of
as
hard.
much.
I mean, you
Right.
kind of try to see it in the XFL a little bit, when they try to do
Hmm.
like that sideline stuff, which is kind of
Hmm.
cool, to a certain degree. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. It makes you feel a little bit more like these, like you said, these players are not just uh, basketball players. They're I think we
Yeah,
tend
dude.
to forget that they're actually people and like they
Hmm.
do normal people stuff, like go to the
Right.
club and party, and we just kind of like zone out everything and just see like, oh yeah, those guys are basketball players. That's all they do with their
Mhm.
life. So
Right.
yeah, I think it's fun to see that aspect of it. But yeah, by the way, I think it was Joakim Noah who said Cleveland sucks.
Oh, I think that was for another reason,
I don't
but
know.
I
That's
I,
what I
I
got
remember
from it.
that. Okay,
Yeah,
I remember that.
yeah, maybe, I don't know. That's what I got from my research. I could be wrong, but
Nice.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And all right, Celebrity All Star Game. I just felt like not enough star power. Rising
Yeah.
Stars.
I
Same.
I I I think it was a lot of it had to do with I think we were spoiled when like
Yeah,
Kevin Hart did it like 3 days, 3 years in a row, and then Drake was there
yeah.
to like kind of like
You know,
you know
mm,
be the other guy and everything like that, and
yeah,
then I think they brought some of their groups with them too, right? So,
yeah,
but yeah, go ahead, Rising Stars.
yeah. Rising Stars. I feel like I didn't really care for. I mean, I didn't even watch it, just because the fact that like they changed the format. I didn't watch it. I don't know if it was any fun or not, but I felt like Lamelo was like the big name on there, but it was
Hmm.
like, well, I'm gonna see him on Sunday, and like
Hmm.
like I mean, there was other guys in there that were pretty good, but I feel like when we get that like Rising Stars challenge, it's kind of just like an All Star game, 2.0 ish, that like without the star power really.
Hmm.
And especially when these guys are getting younger and younger and they're coming out and just like
And they're really all stars.
they're already all
That's
stars.
that's the tough part. I feel
Yeah,
like it was a lot better when I think the league was older.
yeah.
Because I think the league is really young right
Oh,
now.
definitely. I mean, look
When
at
I'm
all
saying
these
like,
guys in the. I mean, even if you take out just like what LeBron, Curry,
hmm
those guys, those are the older guys in there. Chris Paul. Like
hmm
everyone else is still like really like in their prime or younger. Like
hmm
you had Giannis in there. You had Luca. You had Ja. Lamelo was in there doing good. Booker.
hmm
Like you Embiid. Like pretty much everyone else was under 28, 29. Like
yeah,
in their like So like and
like
that
it's a lot different when D Wade, you had Kobe, you
yeah.
had Carmelo, you
Mm-hmm.
had Shaq, you had all these older guys, and so Rising Stars bro, Rising Stars, like you had Kyrie in the Rising
Yeah,
Stars game. And like he was literally a rising star. Like it was
yeah,
the first 2 years of his career in Cleveland, you know? And it was I remember watching, I was like, oh bro, like Kyrie in the next couple
yeah. He's
of
gonna be in the
years,
All
like
Star
he's gonna
game.
be the guy, you know?
Yeah,
And but like and I think I see that you see that a lot more and more, especially with since we are bringing up baseball and football, you're seeing that more and
hmm
more. And I don't know if it's just because there's so much more information out there, right?
yeah,
With social media, with platforms
yeah.
and
I
and
think it's
coaching and stuff like that.
definitely all
Where
that because I mean Lamelo alone, just everyone knew him since he was in what
Mhm.
ninth grade, dude. Like
Mhm.
he was a
Oh,
kid,
they
bro.
they brought up they brought up the half court shot.
Yeah, yeah, literally. Like they
You
literally
know.
his high school highlight. Like how many people are you seeing like in the NBA now? Like oh yeah, let's bring up his high school highlight because
Mhm.
this has like
It went
it's
viral,
yeah it
like
went literally went viral. Like like he wasn't even pro yet, and this guy
Mhm.
was they were already buzzing around him, and look at him now, all star in his second year,
Mhm.
rookie of the year, like and literally on
Mhm.
who knows what
I,
his career is going to be after.
right. And I mean, I feel like even same thing with Lamar, like say like with his high school like highlights and everything like that, like they were coming up
Oh yeah, Lamar
way
Jackson.
before, and then for like every sport you see guys younger and younger just coming in and they're just excelling,
Yeah,
so I think we're going to continue to see that, and we're going to continue to see the leagues get younger and younger, you know and do you think that's a good thing? Do you think that's a bad thing? I mean, me personally, I feel like
I feel like it's a good thing now. Well, it's going to be it's good and bad now because it's good because we don't get to see those young guys and the rising stars are going to be there. But like now that you think about it, like think about like 5, 10 years, 5, 6, 7 years from now, like those guys are just going to be consistently in the All Star game. You're going to have those rising stars again. Like
Mhm.
that's how I see it. Like these guys are like going to be the All Stars, and it's going to be very hard to like. I mean, it seemed like every year we were getting the same guys in the All Star
Mhm.
game. Like it felt like an exclusive club almost. It was just like, yeah, we're gonna see Kobe, LeBron, D Wade, Carmelo, Chris Paul,
Dirk, Tim
Dirk, Tim
Duncan,
Duncan. Like you knew, like you pretty much knew those starting fives, like
right?
before the
Now
season.
it's completely
It's
different,
like, oh,
and
who like you? I mean, there's guys that are complete
I
locks,
think
but like at the same, there's look at how different it is every year, even without the injuries.
I think it's happening in just in waves. Like you see it even with the NFL. Like look at all the quarterbacks that were Pro Bowl quarterbacks throughout all the years. Drew Brees gone, Peyton Manning gone, Tom Brady is now gone. Philip Rivers is gone. You have all these quarterbacks that have been great forever, and now you have the new guys coming in: Lamar, Herbert, Josh Allen,
Yeah, all
Mahomes.
those guys were in there.
Right? And now they're
Mahomes,
taking it.
Herbert,
And so,
Mac
do you
Jones.
think that it's yeah? Or do you think it's just something that happens every you know I don't know if it's generated. I guess you could say generation, right? Because like for our generation, you could say that it was Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger. Like, dude, that's the
Yeah,
quarterbacks we grew
all
up
those
with,
guys
right?
that
And
we
so now the
talking
new
about.
generation's coming in, right?
Yeah,
So,
and all those.
do you think
Yeah,
it's a generational thing? Because same thing, right? Carmelo, Wade,
all those.
Kobe, Tim Duncan, like Ginobili,
All of
Tony
them
Park.
retiring.
Like yeah,
All of them are
we all
retired
grew up with
or
those
on
guys,
their way
and
out.
now you got the younger guys coming in, right?
Mm-hmm.
In football, you got it. In baseball, you got it too.
Yeah,
Um, so do you think it's just a generational thing, and now we're seeing it because we're older, right? And so now all the people that we grew up with, now we're seeing all these younger guys taking their place, or do you think that the game's just evolving to a point where now kids are learning things
yeah. I
at a
think that
quicker rate
the second
at
part.
earlier,
Yeah,
right? And
they're
then and
more
now they're
advanced
coming
already.
into they're advancing, like, so I mean some of these kids, like, you coach high school, right?
Yeah,
But I mean some of these kids, are coming in and knowing things already. And I was like, dude, like, how do you know that already?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I had my J. Cole moment. Like, who told you that? Like, you know,
Yeah.
like how do you know all this information already, right? And it's just so accessible through social media, YouTube, everything that they're getting all these different just examples of things to do, things not to do, like how to do this, how to do that, and they're just accelerating so quickly that they, by the time they get to high school, they know so much and they can actually work on like the more, I guess, expert stuff,
Mm-hmm.
the more of the mental things
Yeah.
rather than, perfecting their craft more and more, right?
Yeah,
Which
definitely.
you always do, you're always making tweaks and everything like that. But I feel like so much of the mental is never something you work on, especially if you don't have your game to back it up,
Yeah.
right? And so I just think, I think it's a mixture of both, but I think just kids are just excelling at a quicker rate at a
Yeah.
younger age now. That it's just
Definitely.
crazy.
Yeah, it feels like every year we're getting a new kind of like star. You know,
Hmm.
every year it's somebody different. In all sports, not just
Hmm.
basketball, football. Baseball. I mean, every year it seems like somebody new's coming on the scene. Like
Hmm.
I mean, a few years ago, in basketball, and it was like, we had the Curry, we had Harden, we had Giannis, we had KD, uh, and it just seemed
But
like,
like, look at like Ja, like
look,
he's what
dude, like
two second year, right, or third year in the
third year
league,
in
and
the
he's
league,
already an all star.
yeah, All Star,
Same.
Tux and MVP, like,
Look at what's his what is it? Is it one from the Timberwolves?
oh, Anthony Edwards too,
Yeah, Anthony Edwards. Look at him, like he's
this
excelling
guy's,
too. Like
yeah,
it's crazy, man.
yeah.
And then quarterbacks in the NFL. You look at all the young quarterbacks, and they're like, it's just
They're
insane
still
how good they
fresh.
are still.
Lamar's still fresh.
He won
Mahomes,
MVP,
yeah,
bro. Like
Mahomes is what this is what his
fifth.
fifth year, fifth like as the
Mm-hmm.
starting quarterback, like, and technically his sixth year because he didn't like he only sat 1 year. Like
Right.
they're still fresh. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you think about it, you
They
know,
easily he could play for another 10 to 15 years, maybe.
yeah,
I mean, Brady played for what 22,
yeah,
right? So it's like
definitely,
it's not crazy to think about. Like he
nope,
barely
definitely
gets
not.
touched.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I agree. Yep, and then let's move on here with our basketball NBA All Star Skills Challenge. I missed it. I got home. Oh, I got home right when the 3 point contest started.
I mean, skills challenges. I think
I feel like it's a fun little event.
I think and I it was a lot funner. I don't know if they're still doing it when they did like the big and small,
Yeah, yeah,
and then see who was more skilled. I remember like when Jokic won it,
yeah,
like that was
yeah. The
sick.
bigs seemed like they were winning every year.
Right?
Yeah,
So I think that aspect is cool, but it's not one of my favorites, and I don't
no,
think
I feel
it's
like it's
really
just
ever gonna get like.
oh no,
It's
not
just
the
something
traction.
cool.
Yeah, it's just something cool to see. Like just kind of like
Hmm.
get you warmed up for the big events.
Right.
But the last two events, right? The ones I feel like everyone kind of looks forward to when it
Hmm.
comes to Saturday night, uh, in the All Star break. There's a 3 point contest and the dunk contest, right? And I feel like the 3 point contest has become more exciting than the dunk contest. I, I mean, we haven't had what it's kind
It's
of it's hit or miss with the dunk contest, really. And I feel like
oh for sure.
the 3 point
We'll get to
contest,
that because yeah,
yeah, because like the 3 point contest is always like exciting. You see all these
because
good
you got
shooters.
shooters like
Yeah,
it's
there's shooters now. So like
it's yeah.
all the guys that participate
It
are
could be
all
anybody's,
yeah.
bro.
Like dude,
Look at
Karl-Anthony
Cat
Towns,
One, bro.
bro, he was plus
Like
1,400 odds in Vegas to win. Like
and my boy won.
yeah,
God,
and he was just
that's
trying to prove he was the best big man like shooter in the
hmm
league. Like he beat. I mean, I know Curry and Clay weren't there, but I mean, he beat Trey Young. Like he beat Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard's not a
yeah.
bad shooter. Like
Yeah.
You know, like
Which yet again, I don't feel like the best shooters went out for it.
no, not
You
this
know.
year, definitely not. But I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, it's still impressive.
yeah, but I mean, you gotta like, I mean, Curry and Clay already won all those years. It's kind of like they're
Hmm.
kind of just like, all right, let somebody else kind of get it, you know.
Let the new guys
But I
come in
feel like the dunk
and
contest, like every year, it's just like a bunch of like rookies, like or guys that like, you know, like good in game dunkers, you know. But like, I, we don't see those like guys that like really got the bunnies like to just be doing
bro,
crazy
like, well,
stuff.
the Zach Levine, the Aaron Gordon stuff, like ones like
That was probably the
I.
last good dunk contest.
Hmm. I don't. I can't remember another
And
one.
before
Which
that
like,
was what, maybe the Vince Carter one. Maybe
no,
the
I
one he
think
did to the
The Nate Robinson,
oh, Nate Robinson, yeah, when he first won,
And
yeah,
Howard
yeah, because
ones
he
when
was
they
so
kind of went back to
yeah,
like they were going at it a
yeah,
little
because even
bit.
like the Blake Griffin ones were kind of like he kind of just ran away with them,
Yeah,
you
like
know,
I
but
don't. He really didn't jump over the car.
yeah,
You know, he jumped over like half of it. He
yeah,
landed on top of the car.
yeah, you know, so
You know, so it wasn't like over,
yeah,
but
I don't
um,
know. I mean, Reggie Miller kept saying it, make the 3-point contest the main event. What do you think about
I
that?
think I think so. You know what? I think they should change it too.
Change the 3-point contest
Mhm.
to what?
No, keep it the 3-point contest, but I think they should like it's been the same 5 racks the whole time, right?
Well, no, but then they added those Mountain Dew balls and then the money ball racks.
Right, but I think you just need to move it further.
Go further back.
And yeah, and do it, change it where like now you got to move because like you're just spotted up 5 times in a row, boom, boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom.
but
You
you're
know, someone gets.
moving. You're
I know,
moving.
but
And
someone
you
gets a
gotta
rhythm.
shoot. And you got like a
I know,
minute.
but someone gets a rhythm. Like I want to see like maybe like this like a little like more of
We need it. We need to do one.
like let me see how can I explain this like maybe
Like
you like like running through a pick, boom,
uh
catching the ball, spotting up, boom, right,
mm.
and then like get some of that more movement, right. So now you're just not like grabbing the ball, boom, not grabbing the ball, boom. Now
I
you
feel
got
like
to
that's
move,
still
catch,
still
shoot,
tough.
and change it. And yeah, I'm not saying it's not tough, but you got guys putting up what Cat put up 29.
Yeah, but he's a big
It's
guy.
yeah, but it's
That's
getting
the
too
record.
easy. We gotta mix it up, man.
That was the
Right? But
record.
no, I get that. But if you wanted to make the main event, you gotta change it up.
That that was the
You
record,
are, can you
and
agree with
he's
me
not
with all
even
that though?
considered the best shooter
Right, but
in the
if you
game.
wanted to make it the main event, you gotta mix it up. You gotta change it. It can't just be the regular spot up
Well, I
thing.
feel like the dunk contest, like this one, was very disappointing. Like
It was terrible.
it was bad. Like I was like
It was
sitting there with
really
my
bad.
dad, and I'm just like, dude, like
They were constantly missing dunks.
constantly missing
They
dunks. Like at that point,
once
I
they
was like,
got it, it wasn't even it wasn't even that good of a dunk.
yeah,
You know, like some like at least in the past where like someone was missing the dunk, I was like,
like like
ooh, like if he gets that, you know, like that's crazy if he actually
what
gets
if
it.
they lowered the rims to 8 feet and just let these guys just go crazy?
Nah.
I mean, because the thing is, like the superstars are not doing it, right? Like how
Mhm.
crazy do you think Ja would have done if he was in it?
Oh, insane.
Yeah, I mean, he said it himself. He said the rim's not high enough for him. Like, but look, how crazy you think it would have been if he would have been in it? Just him alone, you know. I mean, Zach
Wait, so
Levine.
you're saying lower it or high, like
I'm saying
put it
lower it.
higher?
No, John Morant
I
wants
say
it.
put it.
John
I want it
Morant wants it
higher.
higher. Yeah, but I
I
mean,
want it
some
higher.
of these guys couldn't even. You know, I want to see some crazy
Then don't do
stuff.
it,
I mean, who's gonna do it? The stars are
Jaw.
not doing it. I mean, he didn't do it.
You also then we got you got to do something to entice them.
That's the thing. That's
Throw
what
some
I'm.
money out there.
That's
You
what I'm
know,
saying.
throw some money out there. You know,
Make it
you win the
worth.
dunk con. You win the
Make it
con,
worth it. Because that dunk contest between Levine and Aaron Gordon, just them two alone, was just.
bro.
It
When they were
was.
just going at it, they were getting 50s and 50s, and they were
Yeah.
just
They
run
were
it
like,
back, keep
like,
going.
all right, let the fans decide because
Hmm.
like, shoot, like we don't know what the hell is gonna happen here. Like,
Hmm.
dude, like that was fun, and like I feel like I don't know, we haven't seen like. I mean,
Look,
obviously we've already seen all the basic dunks,
I'm yeah. Well,
you know.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say I feel like look, and this might be a hot take, but I feel like the NFL has done a better job as far as the events before the Pro Bowl than the NBA has.
Yeah, as far as like fun wise and exciting,
If you're yeah,
but
if
like
you're
the thing
looking
is
like
like they
for
don't.
me,
There's
like if
no
you divide it up,
much.
if you divide it up,
You just had to find a way to promote it better.
right, if you divide it up, the first half of the NFL Pro Bowl is a lot better than the first half of the NBA.
Yeah.
As far as events wise, you got dodgeball. They did the spectacular catch was sick,
No, yeah,
right?
that
And
was
then
cool.
you have the fastest man, which is cool. Then you have the quarterback like target practice, right? Where you have like the group of quarterbacks and it's like a team and everything like
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah,
right? So like all that stuff is sick, right?
yeah.
Do people watch it? No, like you said, there's a lot of other things you could watch. I think that's just, you know, poor timing. They just kind of get screwed on the timing where like you got hockey, you got basketball you could watch, and no one's really worried about the Pro Bowl, and
Yeah, especially with the Super
including
Bowl the next week, you know.
right, and then including how they play the game, right? Because if you look at it, mini games for me, NFL takes it. The game, trash,
Yeah, the game,
right?
the Pro Bowl's
And
trash.
lately, if the 3 point contest is the most exciting thing, don't get me wrong, like yeah, it's cool to see
Yeah,
it
but
and
it's
to
not
see great
good.
shooters, but it's not good, right?
That's not good.
You're seeing like, and that's what I mean when they need to change it up, like change up the 3 point. Like when was the last time they changed the 3 point contest? 50 years ago? Same thing with
They
dunk
added the Mountain
contest.
Dew
How,
balls.
huh?
They added the Mountain Dew balls.
I, but it's the same concept. Like nothing changes. They're not. You're okay. Well, now it's standing in this spot
We're gonna
instead,
do it. We're gonna do it. We're
right?
gonna get all the
But
guys
like,
together. We're gonna do it.
I'm down. We should.
Everybody that's listening and comment if you want to see that video of us doing a 3 point contest and see who win and pick who you think is gonna win between at least me and Rob. Because I'm hitting the money ball.
Guys, guys, guys. I'm telling you guys right now. I'm not a shooter. Okay. I'm telling you right now. Do not bet on me. I am not a shooter. All
Put all
right.
your money on Robert.
Don't do that. Boardman gets paid. All right.
I don't know.
But anyways, but I think the NBA got the game,
The
right?
game definitely is fun to watch. I mean,
Right.
even the fact that they don't play defense, but I mean, those first 3 quarters were still fun to watch because I mean, you've
Hmm.
seen these guys just dunking and
And shooting
shooting
and
like Curry shooting, making 15 threes,
16.
16, sorry, but like at what was it, that third quarter when he made like 6 or 7 in a row, like he was just like throwing it, like at that point he was just throwing it up and it was just going in. I was just like,
Right.
oh my gosh, like
And the best thing, people were just like, look here, like
yeah, bro, like do
there's
it,
getting
like
in the ball.
bro, like
That's
I
greatness,
was
you
watching with
know.
Kelly, bro, and she doesn't really like care for basketball, but like she was like
Mhm.
even like into it, like she's like, oh wow, like that's fun, like and like and I feel
Mhm.
like even like so like on the game, like we said earlier, like it they made it more fun and more entertaining to watch because each
Mhm.
quarter is like you can tell like yeah they're
It's
like
like a mini
going
game.
they're going back and forth but once like those last like minute and a half comes in like you can see like oh they look
It
at the
gets
clock they see
competitive.
the time they're all right it's time to like step up so you're like all right like
Hmm.
they actually want to win each quarter and
Hmm.
like even like that fourth quarter like they like Curry was trying to break the record for
Hmm.
most points, and like they were like on him, like
Nah.
they were playing
Yeah.
defense on him, like he couldn't get open anymore, so like it made it fun, and I feel
Mhm.
like before we just had guys just like going out there, just like razzle
doing
dazzle, a
whatever.
little flashy, you know. But I feel like changing the trophy to the Kobe Bryant trophy
Mhm.
gives it that much more like meaning, you know, like
Right,
to
and
like want
that
to
and
be the MVP of the game, like you know, because I
mhm,
felt like Curry would just like I mean I was like thinking I'm like dude like Curry dropped 40 something, but like Giannis still dropped 30 plus. LeBron almost had I think he almost had a triple double. Like I was like dude there's a lot of offense in this game,
mhm,
like you know, like it was fun. Like obviously
right,
there's no defense until the last quarter, but I mean, even then that was fun because I mean,
mhm.
I feel like the game
Well,
overall kind of held the weekend down. Was why I gave it
mhm,
that C plus kind of grade
right.
because like it was back and forth. It was a good game, and then what better way to end the game in Cleveland
LeBron getting the
than
game winner,
LeBron hitting the fadeaway game winner? Like
which he has said some things, and as a Laker fan, I don't appreciate it. But anyways, we're not gonna talk about that right now. Maybe that could be another topic.
yeah,
Um,
but no, what better way
but
than the
with
King to
yeah,
come
no, for
home
sure,
and
right,
win?
right. Um,
It would have been crazier if he would
I
have
agree,
MVP
but
too.
like, look, and so this is where the NBA does such a great job, right? Because they've been able to tweak the game
Mm-hmm.
so much where now they get drafted instead of
Yeah, West
uh
versus East.
you're right, and so that puts a little bit more. Now it's like LeBron's 5-0, like who's gonna beat LeBron, right? When he picks his team. So that brings it in, right? Someone's going to step up, be like, I want to beat him,
Yeah,
eventually, right?
nobody's going out
um,
undefeated.
right. And then now they do the charity, right? So now like every quarter matters,
Yep.
right?
And
You
everybody's
know,
playing for
and so
money.
everybody's playing for their charity, and
Mm.
that brings in something, right? So like, yeah,
It
like they
keeps the
may not be
fans
playing,
involved. Yeah.
and they may not be playing defense as much, right? But they're making sure that they keep it close, right?
Yeah.
Because when it comes down to the fourth quarter, it was a what one score game
Yeah. It was a one
or
possession
1 point
game.
game,
Yeah. It was
yeah,
a one
so
possession
they're
game.
keeping it close, right? There's not like they're just like because there's times like even in the first and second quarter you'll see and they're like they kind of step up offense,
Yeah.
step up the defense a little bit. They're like, you guys are getting a little too far away,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, but going back to the Pro Bowl since it was so close, completely different, bro. Just terrible, no tackling, which I understand that you want to
I
get
want to see
hurt,
the
same
big
thing,
hits.
right? But you like I understand you want to get hurt, you want anything. So all right, if you're not going to tackle, right, you got to change it up
Flag.
to a
Get
way,
the
right?
flags out there.
Right, flag football,
Flag football.
or change it where like now it's just 7-on-7, right?
Yeah.
So now it's just running backs and receivers, right? And like
And then throw
I
in
love the big guys,
throw in the
but
offensive lineman. Let him catch a
right,
pass.
exactly. Put some offensive linemen, put some defensive linemen out there, and get like a. And I think that's where they have to do it a little bit. Is like now you're gonna get like
Make it tournament style.
right round robin, right?
Yeah.
And now you got
I mean,
instead
you
of
got what like six, seven, eight. You could get eight quarterbacks and have like a little tournament and with all the best
mhm.
receivers.
Well, no, well, my whole thing is like, look,
Throw in
you
some linemen
just
in there.
right, and I think it's instead of doing that, you do a draft, right?
Yeah,
Where like you get each quarterback and they get to draft their team, right?
yeah.
And you have to get you get to have one DB, you get to have one receiver, you have to have one offensive line, one defensive lineman, and then you get to have one running back, right? And it's at six right there,
Yeah, and then you got to play
right?
offense and
And then
defense.
you have to play offense and defense, and then your quarterback's number seven, so
Hmm.
7v7, right? You get one of each thing, right? And then DB, you put linebackers in there as well, right? Um, and then you just do a round robin.
We're about to mute this out right now and send it to the NFL.
I'm just saying, like, I think
Someone
that would
takes
be
that
a
idea.
lot more. That would be a lot more entertaining than what the fuck they are doing right now.
You hear that, Goodell?
You know.
You hear that,
And so
Goodell?
now
Let's do it.
you take the contact out of it, right? So now it doesn't matter if they're not hitting each other, right?
I only want
But
two
then
percent.
right, and then what you could be doing is like you could do like honestly, you could divide up the field into like four at a time, and you could be playing 4 games at a time if there, or you could do like there's ways you can do it where like now it's a lot better, right?
I want to see
But
Mahomes hit somebody up.
mhm,
I want to see Mahomes light someone up. Just tackle him.
I don't know about that, but
7v7.
it's probably gonna be flag, you know. Yeah, no street like basically like NFL Street, bro. Like
Throw
bring
it
that
behind.
stuff back. Where
Throw it behind your
yeah,
back to a
you
lineman.
know. hmm like stuff like that because honestly what they're doing right now it's not working. They need to find a way to and
Let the
i
Diggs
give
brothers
i
play
give some
together.
props I give some props to them because remember when they tried to do the Dion versus Rice,
Yeah.
right? And they did that and
Yeah,
that
they've
kind of
been
upped it up a little
they're
bit,
trying. They're
but
trying,
it's
but it's
not
just
enough.
it's
You
very
got to
hard.
change it up. You're gonna have to change it up completely to make it a little bit
Yeah,
fun, you
definitely.
know
But I
because
think just all the NBA All Star game is just the game itself is just hands down fun to
right.
watch. If you know, compared to both football and baseball, that's
hmm
just and really it's maybe that 7v7 might be the move.
I there has to be like I don't think you can't play a regular game, you know. And if you do, you have to make it so that it's actually like a game,
Yeah,
which it's gonna be that's gonna be more difficult than it is to try to do like a 7-on-7 or a flag football game or something like that.
oh man,
You know?
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta try something, because honestly, the MLB and the NFL are behind the
Yeah,
NBA when it comes to the All-Star games and everything like that.
yep,
You know, um,
definitely, I agree. Well,
and that's just the game.
yep, that's just the
But
game. Well, I think that's I think that's where we end this bad boy.
yep.
Yep. I mean, what did you guys think of the NBA All Star Weekend? Do you think what changes do you think the NFL and the MLB need to make to kind of make it more fun for not only their fans that they already
Players,
have,
but
but their players and the
yeah.
new people trying to chime in on a new sport or something.
hmm
Let us know what you guys think.